on with that. But Wyatt, I am so glad that you said that. So our friend Wyatt Shepard on YouTube says that Andy Dalton is actually a better comparison to Baker Mayfield than Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady. Well, Wyatt, Baker Mayfield, I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, or Tom Brady. I agree with you. He's not that. You know what he also isn't? He's not Andy Dalton. You want to know who he is? He's Joe Burrow. He's Joe Burrow. Oh, you don't believe me? He's Joe Burrow. You know, okay, I'm glad you're here. Everyone, scoot up. Get a chair, scoot up. So Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield are the same. For those of you live on Facebook and YouTube, take a look. And I'm so glad that it was Wyatt Shepard on YouTube who is watching live right now. Andy Dalton is a closer comparison to Baker Mayfield. No, you're wrong. Joe Burrow is. Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield are the same. Look at this. Look. Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield have thrown the same amount of, pass attempts. 173 attempts for Baker, 174 for Joe Burrow. 1,500 passing yards for Joe Burrow, 1,400 passing yards for Baker Mayfield. Now, to just show you something here, 1,540 passing yards for Joe Burrow, 1,474 yards for Baker Mayfield. So Joe Burrow's 60 yards better than Baker Mayfield. Okay, kudos. Okay, you have Jamar Chase, you have T. Higgins, you have Tyler Boyd, you have Joe Mixon. You have a lot of weapons at your disposal. Okay, I'm just saying Baker Mayfield doesn't have any of that this year because of injuries and everything else. And OBJ can't catch. So the fact that you are a pass-first quarterback, a pass-first offense, and you sit here and are only 60 yards better than the worst quarterback in the world, Baker Mayfield, I'm just saying that's pretty bad. Joe Burrow, you need to step your game up. Joe Burrow is only 60 yards better than the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL. Isn't that embarrassing, Bengals fans? Man, maybe you guys should start tanking to get a new quarterback. Joe, if Baker Mayfield is so bad, why are all his numbers like reflective of Baker Mayfield? That's kind of embarrassing, right? I mean, Joe Burrow averages 256 passing yards a game. Baker Mayfield averages 245. So when you get Joe Burrow, you put him on the Browns, look out. So he would give the Browns 11 more pass yards a game. Wow. Talk about an upgrade. I mean, my goodness. That doesn't make any sense. That's like trading. Nope, can't go there. Can't make that inappropriate. But let's just be clear. Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield the same. Oh, but Joe Burrow has 14 touchdowns compared to only 6 for Baker Mayfield. Okay, that's impressive. It is. He throws a lot of touchdowns this year. Super. That's great. Again, the T. Higgins, the Tyler Boyds, the Jamar Chases, it's a pass-first offense. Baker Mayfield should not have as many passing touchdowns as Joe Burrow. It's a run-first offense. Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, they're the same. They're the same. The numbers don't lie. Actually, there is one thing that Joe Burrow is better at than Baker Mayfield, for sure, with no questions asked. He's a better thrower of interceptions. 7 interceptions compared to only 3 for Baker Mayfield, or 4 for Baker Mayfield. So I'm just saying. They're the same. They're the same quarterback. So I appreciate you, Wyatt Shepard, for saying that Andy Dalton's a closer comparison to Baker Mayfield. No, Joe Burrow is. They're the same. You Bengals fans that love to rip on Baker Mayfield and say how bad he is, I don't even think that you do your homework. Do you even look at the numbers? Do you realize that they're the same quarterback? The same amount of pass attempts, same amount of passing yards, same completion percentage within a couple points to one another. I mean, give me a break. Joe Burrow's better than Baker Mayfield. He's 60 passing yards better than Baker Mayfield. He's 11 yards per game better than Baker Mayfield. Okay. That's a pass-first offense, by the way, and yet you're only 60 yards better than Baker Mayfield. That's a pass-first offense. You're only 11 yards. You only average 11 more passing yards a game than Baker Mayfield. Come on, Bengals. You could do better than that. So here's the question I have for you, Bengals fans: is Baker Mayfield better than you thought because his numbers are close to Joe Burrow's? Or is Joe Burrow not as good as you think since his numbers are so close to the worst quarterback in the history of the world, Baker Mayfield? I'm playing by your rules. Y'all like to tell me how bad Baker is, but the numbers say they're the same. I'm just saying. It is what it is.